hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip
Bars is back.
They power accordingly, and that leaves a bad taste in the homies' mouth about most politicians. But Maxine Waters is a different breed, and also uh, uh, Janet Reno, because she had a role in it as well, and uh, even though she passed, big respect to Miss Janet Reno.
Absolutely. Now you speak of in a lot of interviews, you speak about years ago you getting with Irv Gotti, Dame Dash, and trying to come up with the Black Music Distribution Company. And you also speak of, that you thought that the feds may have simultaneously attacked all you guys. Have you ever thought now of coming together with different music execs to try to recreate that magic of a Black Music Distribution Company?
Yeah, I'm not me directly. I done kind of graduated from the music game to a certain extent and shift my focus in the boxing arena. But I'm sure there's some brothers out there, like-minded brothers that will have that vision in the future, and I would love to see that come to fruition. I sit back at the table now to be a voice of wisdom to all that's want to hear wisdom, because the fool despise wisdom. So I don't get along with fools, and I don't want to waste a lot of time talking to a fool. But for those who really love wisdom and understand the power of wisdom, I love them kind of individuals.
You were talking about in your book, you had a picture of Mike Tyson and Roy Jones sitting next to each other. This was years before. Now we see the fight coming to fruition. Can you talk about the vision you had early on, getting those two legendary boxers in the ring, and what you think about them getting into the ring soon enough? If they are they getting into the ring, is that confirmed? Because I thought it was supposed to happen already.
Yeah, I think they supposed to be fighting in another week or two. I'm happy for those brothers, and most of all, I wish that they both leave out of that ring safe. You know what I mean? But I'm happy to see that come to fruition. That definitely was a vision of ours years ago. You know what I mean? I wanted to see that take place. It didn't take place, but better late than never.
Yeah,
Absolutely. The Jay-Z, where do you stand with Jay-Z today? Because we kind of remember we covered hip hop news on this channel. We seen the whole situation with Rock Nation and Megan Thee Stallion, and as soon as that situation went down, you posted Carl Crawford, who we just interviewed a couple of months ago. What's your take on that whole situation? The Jay-Z, Rock Nation, Megan Thee Stallion, Carl Crawford situation.
I've been right in the center of that situation. Me and the homie, had conversations, and I'm hoping, and it looked like that situation gonna be solved real soon. So, you
Dope.
know what I mean? When bosses get together and like-minded bosses get together and have a conversation, we can get things done. And it looked like that one shall be dissolved shortly.
dope. We talked about violence in hip hop and the recent events of a lot of rappers passing away or due to gun violence in hip hop. And we had Money B on yesterday, and we were talking to Money B on when he thought that violence, when it became dangerous to be a hip hop artist. In your opinion, when did it start just to being dangerous to be in the field of hip hop?
Well, I think hip hop has always been dangerous to a certain extent because it's close to the streets, and it's really probably one of the closest things to the street. A lot of the guys are straight from the street, so when you're dealing with that, you have to understand that a lot come with that. You know what I mean? It's a lot come with that. A lot, when you start getting paid, it can be selling ice cream. You know what I mean? You start getting paid selling ice cream in the hood. You in the hood, then okay, people gonna want to know what you're doing with that money. How can they get some of that money? Whether you offering to give it to them or they want to take it. It's just one of them things that I feel like we always had to deal with it, but it's more plentiful now with the social media thing. You know what I mean? It's it makes it a little more easier for the hijackers and the different people to have access to you, unlike before, because when you post, they looking, they at work. You know what I mean? And it don't take as long as it used to take back in the day. You know, so it's a lot of power where social media is concerned, and that's why you see a lot of these things escalating from bodies dropping and different things. It's access to the power.
Absolutely.
I'll talk about one of my favorite parts in the book is how you used to see ranches and see all this land and have an inspiration just to want to buy land, purchase land, and how you had one ranch, but then you wanted a bigger ranch. And I'm currently trying to purchase a home, and I was laughing and joking with my cousin, like, I'm trying to purchase a house. I want a fucking ranch. Like, I'm trying to get on to a Prince level. Can you talk about the importance early on of just owning and just grasping property and how important that was for you?
Yeah, you know, like in retrospect, when I think of anything that I would have done differently from investment point of views in life, man, and one of the things I would have done differently was invest in more real estate. You know what I mean? So for the youth who have opportunity, you know, the real estate game is so important because God ain't making no more land. And when I look at, you know, I remember the prices of that land I could have purchased in my 20s, and now I'm looking at it 20 years later, and I'm like, whoa, man, that's you know, that was a big come up. But yeah, no, I started dreaming about a bunch of land riding to prison with my grandmother, and really the power of that story that I think every parent should get is the power of taking your kids to see things outside of the hood. You know what I mean? Even in the midst of riding to a penitentiary, on a ride or drive to a penitentiary, which the destination is not a happy place. But in that back seat, just getting out of the hood, looking at land, you know, seeds was planted in me, in my spirit. So when I got grown, I'm like, oh, I want some land like this one day. And that's the power of having access to different things and seeing things outside of the hood. You know what I mean? You may not even know seeds are being planted or imagination is exploring and growing, and it actually be taking place. So yeah, I fell in love then, man, and I was blessed with 1,000-some-acre ranch. You know, my first one was 30, but you know, I kept dreaming, and all of this come with a dream. You know what I mean? It's important to allow your mind to even want these things, because that's where the seed is planted. You know what I mean? With the wants, and there's so many people try to discourage a man from dreaming and wanting these things. You know, that's what I was faced with. You crazy, man. You can't. So as a testimony and as a witness today, I stand and say you can. So go get it, bro.
Take that, bro.
Yeah, we appreciate it. My last question will be any advice to new entrepreneurs and the importance of building a legacy?
Yeah, I mean, my advice, man, is just dream big, man. And it's important to educate yourself. You know what I mean? It's real important to educate yourself, and it's important to not uh, get caught up with bad habits. You know what I mean? Those are two of the most deadliest things that I witnessed that paralyze and uh, held in bondage all of the homies out of the hood. You know what I mean? Bad habits and a lack of education. So my advice to all the entrepreneurs is to, you know what I mean? Pimp C used to say it best. He say, put some fat around your brain. You know what I mean? He was simply saying, you know, suck up wisdom, knowledge, and understanding.